What's up, everybody? I'm B-True, and as you can see, we've got the win main, and that means we're going to be finishing up our complete team list for all the mains. The win main is the last character that we have, so I'm going to leave... my voice is already starting to go not good. I'm going to leave the links for the other mains down in the description in case you want to check out any of the other four. But we are down to the last main. We're down to the win main. Let me clear this out real quick. So, all right, I'm going to do my best to go through this a little bit faster and try not to make this one a 40-minute video as well. But I don't know how it's going to go. So let's try and speed this up here. All right, so the win main. What is she good at? Damage. That's about it. So so the win main is pretty much all about damage. Unless you are running a full female team, she has next to no utility and next to no tankiness, except at the very beginning if you want to run the clone. So we'll go over her talents real quick. We're going to talk about those. So she starts off with this Hurricane Jutsu. It causes blindness, which I guess early on is okay, but blindness really isn't. It only stops a standard attack. It really doesn't stop like mysteries or anything all that important, like an acupuncture, an immobile, chaos, that kind of stuff. When she gets Giant Rasengan, that's when she starts doing, heavy damage, especially because she can use this. She can use the skill back to back. She can use it 2 turns in a row. It causes a lot of damage to the entire team. She can do it 2 turns in a row. This Giant Rasengan does a lot of damage very early, and that makes her a pretty good damage dealer in the beginning of the game here. Then she's got this Dance of Impetus, which at later levels is sort of like her... Anybody who uses the win main at later levels is pretty much using her as a one-trick pony kind of thing. It's all about this Dance of Impetus. They're basically going to try and burst you down in the second and third round. So they're going to use all of their big hitting mysteries in the second round, use Dance of Impetus to refresh all of them, hit you with all those big hitting mysteries again in the third round, and try and basically wipe you out in two rounds like that. So anybody that uses the win main later, it's pretty much all about Dance of Impetus as, like I said, like a one-trick pony kind of thing. She also then has this Sage Art Wind style, which if you are running into a lot of lightning teams, and almost every lightning team uses Root of the Warrior because it's a very, very strong passive to give you that immunity for 2 whole turns. If you don't have Han, and you don't plan on getting Han, the win main is a very strong substitute because this mystery can be used immediately as soon as the game starts, or the fight starts. She can cancel all buffs, debuffs, everything, including Root of the Warrior. It's pretty much the exact same thing as Han. So if you don't have Han and you need some sort of way to get rid of immunity, this is also a really good mystery. However, like I said, later in the game, 99% of win main users are going to use this Dance of Impetus right here. Her standard attack, Gust Dance, is good if you want to start a high or a 10 combo, and then she also has a 10 combo chase, which is a nice little synergy right there. You can use her to summon shadow clones. However, like I said, she's all about damage, so I would highly suggest not using this. She's got an attack that hits the whole front row, and then she has this Sage Art Rasengan Barrage, which is pretty much the same thing as Sage Naruto. It's like almost a guaranteed chase starter, which again is all about the damage. So then she has pretty normal, nothing really that special as far as her chases, and then she has this 10 combo chase here, but that's it. No extra debuffs or anything. Flower Guard is something that you're gonna use pretty much her only utility if you're gonna run, like I said, that full female team. So she's gonna generate a shield for up to 3 female ninjas, and also cancel 1 stack of debuffs every time, like before each one of her actions in a round. So that's about it. That's all of her utility right there. So we have buffs for herself, buffs again, and then a way to kind of heal some life back, but those buffs are more important, especially since she's like a damage dealer. So these two are generally going to be the ones that are used, either Wind Style or Wind Dance. Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu is a decent way to start a fight if you want to have like a tanky. If you want to go like Flower Guard and Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu, you can have a tanky front row of clones to start off to kind of save you from getting, like blitzed in the first round. If you're going up against a blitz team, Flower Guard with Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu is actually a really good way to absorb a lot of those initial attacks. Queen Momentum is, again, only really if you're going to run a full female team. Super Sexy Harem Jutsu is a decent option if you don't want to have, if for some reason you don't need those extra clones, because then you're going to cause blindness in the first turn, which can give you a nice little head start on the enemy. And then this Natural Draining is a way if you have a lot of high chakra mysteries that you want to get off in the second and third round using the Dance of Impetus. You can use Natural Draining in order to get a whole bunch of chakra back, because that also has it counts your summons as well. So if you use your summons twice, plus you have your normal chase right there, so that's going to be 45 chakra just like that. So it can give you some good chakra back if you need it. All right, so like I said, all about damage. She does damage. She's all about damage. And then later in the game, when there are better options for damage, she's used to, like I said, with the Dance of Impetus, to refresh their mysteries so that they can continue to deal damage. So that's all she does. That's really all she does. She's really straightforward. However, as the game progresses later into the stages, she doesn't really... She kind of falls off. She's not used as much because it's more about buffing one specific ninja, whoever that, like your win ninja, like whatever that one ninja is that wins you all of your fights. The game sort of transitions into keeping that ninja alive at all costs. And the Win main is not good at that. She pretty much adds nothing to the team as far as keeping a ninja alive. And that's why later in the game she sort of falls off and stops being used. But that's, again, like after you hit level 90, once you start getting these, like, Joni Minato characters, these characters that kind of take over the game. All right, so let's get into the teams. Early teams. What do I always say? What is the first team that we always talk about here? So we got Hinata. We got I'm drawing a blank here. Sasuke, and we've got Sakura. Boom, there you go. This is like everybody's starting team. You can get a lot of combos between Sasuke and Hinata, and then Sakura for your healing. So then, boom, there you go. That's like your pretty normal team right there. And what you can do is, as soon as you unlock Giant Rasengan, use a Giant Rasengan, move Sasuke down here, and then just use your Giant Rasengan as your Win main. And then that's, pretty much how it's going to go. What you could also do, you see, you're not going to have that too early, so yeah, you're not going to have access to that that early. So there we go. There's your normal team. Another thing you can do if you're having issues, you could put Neji in front there if you want, instead of the tankiness of Hinata. If you need to acupuncture somebody, replace Hinata with Neji. Boom, there you go. There's your starting team. Also, if you have Iruka, if you end up getting him through one of the events, replace Sasuke with Iruka. You could also replace like Neji. So you could do that if you don't really need like a tank at front. You just need somebody to cancel a mystery but then buff everybody else. So this is more damage. This is more survivability right here. And then this is, you want to use Sasuke once you get into 3-star, mainly because of the ignition in his chase. Having an ignition in your chase with a 10 combo, especially since you have this Gust Dance, which is like a very high chance of giving you a 10 combo, so you can kind of almost get off Sasuke's his 10 combo chase every single turn to get that ignition. Since you don't have any debuffs available through your main character, that's like the only thing you can do there. So it's good to keep Sasuke in your initial lineup, just because of the sort of the limitations of the Win main. Okay, so Then, what I always end up recommending people do, here we go, is once you get Kimimaro to 3-star and he becomes Curse Stage Mark 2, put him in there and then put Kabuto in. Now, Sasuke is also considered a Curse Ninja, which means he benefits from Kabuto's lifesteal. Where is it? It's all Hidden Sound Ninjas. Never mind. I thought it was a Curse Ninja. Is he considered a Hidden Sound Ninja? I think he is, actually. Yeah, he is. Look at that. Okay, so boom. It's still perfect. All these three are going to have lifesteal because of Kabuto's passive. So that's pretty helpful there. And then you're going to have a lot. So if you need more survivability, because pretty much all your damage is going to come from your Wind Main, and then Kimimaro does a surprising amount of damage as well. What you could do is you could put Neji in there for the acupuncture. Probably not going to be your best bet. Something else you could do if you needed a little more survivability, you could actually put Sakura in there as well. You could put Sakura back in and have 2 healers. Wouldn't be the worst decision in the world. Depending on how your power level is compared to everybody else. If you want to just blow people up, stick with this team here, because you're gonna be doing a shit ton of damage with this team. You could also put Tsunade in there once you eventually get her. You're probably not going to have her for a while. Yeah, that's about it. As far as good synergy goes, that's about it for like the really, really early teams. I mean, you could put Kakashi in. Kakashi gives you that extra clone up in the front, gives you a little bit of extra tankiness, plus his mystery hits surprisingly hard, and he still also has ignition. So, actually, I'd probably say because Sasuke's barrier, but Sasuke benefits from the lifesteal of Kabuto, so that's kind of a toss-up. That's up to you. Naruto also synergizes pretty well with the Wind Main, so having all the Rasengans is definitely going to help you if you want to go for like the extra clones are probably going to be the reason why you're using Naruto, just to have those extra clones up there and try and eat some damage. So you could do that as well. But other than those options, that's about it. Yeah. Okay, so those are going to be your the majority of your starting lineups. Everybody uses them. If you're under level 60, I get asked questions all the time about what lineup people should use when they're under level 60. If you're under level 60, use the basic lineup, okay? You really don't have access to Rare Ninja unless you end up getting lucky and winning one, or you buy one in an event. If you buy a Rare Ninja in an event before level 60, throw that ninja into your lineup, because that ninja is going to be heads and above better than everybody else who is at level 60 with you, alright? So that's just common sense. You get a Rare Ninja, you use the Rare Ninja. Now, I don't ever recommend spending in this sealed treasure. If you do, Orochimaru, Jiraiya, and Tsunade, all three of them are very good options for the team just because they're strong ninja at early ranks. Tsunade gives you the healing. Orochimaru and Jiraiya give you a lot of damage, right? Deidara doesn't quite synergize with the Wind Main, but he can be good if you just want to cause a bunch of debuffs. Like, if you don't have any debuffs and you're trying to cause ignition to the enemy team, Deidara is a good option. Tobi's also kind of a good option, but ever since his nerf, he isn't quite used as much. Sasori, Kisame, I mean, Sasori is okay if you want that. I'm not a big fan of the whole puppet ninja stuff, because it kind of, without that puppet on the field, you pretty much have like a dead ninja. But anyway, Kisame, Kakazu, and Hidan, not so much. Conan, yes, is a decent option, but only if you're really going to use an Akatsuki team, and you probably at that time you don't have an Akatsuki team. Elder Chio is, again, sort of like a gimmicky ninja. You're not going to need to use her chakra early, so she's not really that useful. And Itachi doesn't really synergize with that team at all. So then I think next is the Tendo Treasure. For some reason they have it like this, but the Tendo Treasure opens up next. If you get any of the pains early on in the game, before level 60, use the pains. Every single one of them is going to be very, very strong early in the game. Just because, one, they all chase at least twice, and they all hit really hard. The healers heal very, so Jigakudo is great for teams because he can bring people back to life and is a healer. Gakido removes, one, he can shield, and he removes debuffs, plus his basic attack hits really, really hard for no reason. So he's really, really strong. Then we have Chikka Sciuto. Probably you're not going to want to use her. I would say don't use Chikka Sciuto. Ningendo is great for the chaos. Like I said, Jigakudo is great. Shurido is a really strong replacement for Aruka or Neji because he can cause that interruption, plus he's got a bunch of chases. And he causes ignition. If you somehow get Tendo right off the bat early for some reason, Tendo's amazing. If you get Hashirama, use Hashirama early in the game. People don't have ways of stopping Hashirama, and Hashirama can easily take over a game. Beheading Sword Kakashi is more of a blitz team for a lightning main. He doesn't necessarily synergize. I know the wind main is all about damage, but the wind main isn't really all that good at blitzing. The wind main kind of needs a turn or two to set stuff up. She's not about kill people in the first round. Ultima Windblade generally is only going to be used in blitz teams with the lightning main, and then Sage Jiraiya is always a great idea just because of the amount of damage that he does. Plus you got a bunch of Rasengans and people starting combos every single round, so that's also great. What am I doing? Okay, so then any of those lineups, like I said, so if you have the pain, I would keep in Kimimaro and Kabuto for the synergy of the two of them, and then also the healing. You could also, like I said, you could replace Kimimaro with Hinata if you wanted that acupuncture in the chase. Having acupuncture in your chase is always a really, really good thing so that you can stop the other team's mystery. So depending on what you need, if you need the extra tankiness and the damage from Kimimaro, go with Kimimaro. If you just care about the acupuncture and stopping the enemy from getting off their mysteries, go with Hinata. And then put the pain in. So if you get Jigakudo, you can use him as your healer, or Gakido. Either one of those can be used sort of as your support healer type of person, since Gakido can shield. He doesn't heal, but he can shield. But the other pains, I would replace the Sasuke, Kakashi, Aruka slot with one of them. If you get two of them, run Hinata, 2 pains in the wind main. If you get 3 of them, run all 3 pains. That's you'd be killing people. So then once you get to level 60, this is when you start having really, really good options, right? So, actually, I forgot to talk about Gaara. Shit. Yeah, so Gaara is a wind ninja, right? So early on in the game, you can get Gaara for recharging, as soon as your server opens up. Gaara is a great addition to any wind main team. I completely forgot about Gaara. I'm sorry about that. Gaara is a great addition because, one, he has the barrier, which gives you the extra attack and ninjutsu, which obviously synergizes very well with a main character who's all about damage. He's got the super armor, which early on in the game is very difficult to deal with because people don't have a bunch of damage yet. And then on top of that, he also generates shield for wind units when his... is it only when the barrier is up? No, it's every action no matter what. So yeah, so he generates shield for... wait, that's only himself. Generates a shield for this unit. Yeah, okay. So he generates a shield for wind units at the beginning of battle, and then generates a shield for himself normal. Yeah, so Gaara is actually really, really a good idea. I would start with Hinata for the acupuncture, but then you can throw in Gaara, and then use Gaara as your tank. So if you had Gaara, Gakido, and I don't know, some other person, Kakashi or somebody to do damage or whatever, that would be a super, super strong team early on that would do really, really well with the wind main. Go with the giant Rasengan, You don't need Shadow Clone Jutsu because you've got Gaara up front, so you go with Gust Dance. Use whatever chase you need to. Wind Style Enhancement, definitely, if you have it unlocked. Otherwise, you can kind of stack people in the same row and go with that for the ninjutsu and resistance. And then you don't really have good options down here. So if you don't have Super Sexy Harem Jutsu unlocked yet, you can go with Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu. If you don't have this unlocked at all, you don't have to worry about it then. But yeah, so that's a decent little thing right there. So then you've got the Sage Naruto Treasure. Now, if you plan on staying as a Wind main, that's the only time that I would really suggest that you spend in the Sage Naruto Treasure trying to get Sage Naruto. Because Sage Naruto, one, is one of the best characters in the game for a very, very long time. But also, he synergizes super well with the Wind main. So you put the two of them together, and you're sort of maximizing his power. Generally, I tell people not to spend in the Sage Naruto Treasure because like he's really strong, but you could end up wasting a lot of Steel Skulls just trying to get him. But if you're going to stay as the Wind main, make sure you get Sage Naruto as early as possible. The earlier you get Sage Naruto as a Wind main, the sooner you get to that crazy power spike where you just start lighting everybody up, right? Ao doesn't do anything. Orochimaru Konoha's Trader really doesn't do anything unless you want to have some weird, like, immortal lineup or something. Hunter Puppet Sorcery doesn't do anything. The only reason that you are spending in this treasure is to get Sage Naruto, right? So if you have Sage Naruto, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put him in with Gaara. If you don't have Gaara, go back to, like, Hinata or Kimimaro, and then just have a healer or Gakido, but Jigakudo would be good. If you don't have any of them, then you would run something like Sakura is going to be a better healer than... You could go with Kabuto. You don't have the same synergy, but that's okay. If you have Great Ninja War or Sailor Sakura for some reason, I mean, direct upgrades, so put them in. Tsunade is another potential healer, but she only heals one person, and it's really not as strong as what Sakura brings to the table as far as healing goes. There really aren't a ton of other healers you're going to have available to you at that time, so... yeah. If you got Great Ninja War Sakura from like a login event or something, throw her in there. Obviously, she's going to be great. Otherwise, go with normal Sakura or Kabuto. Jigakudo would be better. Gakido would be better. If you had Gakido, you could throw Gakido in there. So if you had like Gakido, boom, boom, and then just pretend for a second that that's Sage Naruto. So what you could do is you could either... You're probably going to want to go with this, so that Sage Naruto is first and then his clones up there. So this is like this is a really strong team once you get Sage Naruto, if you have that. Again, what you can do is, if you don't have Gakido, go with Sakura. Put Sakura in there. You got the healing. You've got two tanks. Sage Naruto does a shit ton of damage. Gaara's going to be shielding everybody. So you've got two tanks up front. Sage Naruto does a bunch of damage as well as being a tank. You've got tons of damage, and then Sakura for the healing, right? In that case, again, you'd want to use Giant Rasengan, unless you have Dance of Impetus open. If you have Dance of Impetus open, I would use Dance of Impetus just so you can do the whole Sage Naruto back-to-back little gimmick or whatever you want to call it. If you don't have this Dance of Impetus open yet, go with Giant Rasengan. As soon as you open Dance of Impetus, use Dance of Impetus. The synergy with Sage Naruto is incredible because Sage Naruto just obliterates people with his mystery, especially with the Wind Style Enhancement and Gaara's Barrier. You add both those together and, you know, fucking GG. I would probably... You're not going to have Sage... If you have Sage Art Rasengan Barrage open for some reason, use it because you're, like, later in the game. But, otherwise, I'd probably use Shadow Clone Jutsu just to try and keep some damage mitigation clones up front. Then whatever chase you got to use, obviously, Wind Style Enhancement is going to be huge because you got Gaara, Sage Naruto, and your main character. And then... You could use Queen Momentum if you use Sakura, but you're most likely probably going to use Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu. So if Sage Naruto clone there, you'll have 3 Wind clones. That'll be a really strong team right there at level 60. Level 60, you'll wreck people with that team, for sure, unless of course like your battle power is too low. But anyway, so that's level 60. So we're done with this side. So here we go on to level 70. So you're gonna unlock the 5 Kage Treasure. In the 5 Kage Treasure, there's really only one thing that you are looking for as a Wind main, and that is Kazekage Gaara. You also have the ability to get Tamari, which the 5 Kage conference version, which you can use as a support damage E character if you want to. If you don't have Sage Naruto, you could throw 5 Kage conference Tamari in as sort of his replacement. Not going to be anywhere near as good, but so what you could do. Okay, so A is always a great ninja. Doesn't really have that synergy with the Wind main, but you could use them if you have them. I mean, same with Susanoo Sasuke. Again, they just don't have really good synergy, but they're really strong. They're really strong ninja. They're super rare. If you get Susanoo Itachi, you use Susanoo Itachi. It doesn't matter what main you are, you just use him. Okay, he's an animal, absolute beast. You use him in every single lineup that you have. If you get him for some reason, you fucking use him. Onoki, no. Mei is a great character, but her barrier doesn't help you at all, so you kind of lose out on that whole barrier thing. But she's great for damage, but using the Wind main, you already have enough damage. So not really. 5th Kazekage Gaara, like I said, that is really the only ninja that you're really trying to get out of this. Danzo, not so much. Darui, no. Mifune, no. Killer Bee, no. Unless you are using... I mean, you could use Killer Bee as a support with Gaara and Sage Naruto, but Chojuro, no. So let's show some of those teams that I just talked about here. So again, we're going to pretend that Naruto is Sage Naruto since I don't have him. So then you would have... If you got him, you throw Kazekage Gaara in there. A couple of reasons for that. One, you get the passive barrier, which is really good. 2, he has on his chase, he has a mobile, so now you have debuffs in your chase, which makes this team infinitely better than having just normal Gaara, right? The only reason you would want to use Gaara is if you have low power and other people have a higher initiative than you, and they're putting their barriers up, their passive barriers go up. What you can do then is you can put normal Gaara so that in the first round you can overwrite their barrier and get your barrier up. But if you have high initiative and you're getting your passive barrier up, you use Kazekage Gaara. He's a direct upgrade. He's going to be better than Gaara. And then, okay, so if you have Gakido, use Gakido. This right here is an amazing team with Sage Naruto, okay? You're going to use Dance of Impetus. You can use, whatever one of these attacks you want to. You probably don't need Shadow Clone Jutsu. Use the Wind style, Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu. Boom. This team right here is really, really, really strong, okay? Like, really strong. Like, this team fucks people up. In the second and third round, this team just annihilates people. If you don't have Gakido, and while you're drawing for Kazekage Gaara, you are most likely going to get 5 Kage Conference. So if you don't have Gakido, throw her in there. What she does is she generates a shield for Wind Ninja at the beginning of battle. So she's, again, sort of like a support E, kind of, a little bit, Not too much, but she also gives you more ninjutsu for all the Wind people in your team. So she adds even more defense if you want to go for... This would be the closest to like a Blitz-style team that you could get. You could go with 5 or with Great Ninja War Tamari, although she doesn't have any support to her. Great Ninja War Tamari is just straight damage. In this, you're already gonna have enough damage, like I said. So in this case, you're gonna either want to go with 5 Kage Summit for the shields, or again go back to somebody who can heal your entire team, like a Sakura. Like I said, Gakido is a really good option, really, really strong option. Great Ninja War Sakura would be a good option in there. Then another thing you could do if you don't have any of those, and you don't want to go with like normal Sakura as your healer, you can put in Killer B. Killer B, the only reason you put him in here is because, well, actually, there's two reasons. One, he's going to shield himself, Gaara, and Sage Naruto, right? Two, he can give Sage Naruto two standard attacks, which is really, really strong because if Sage Naruto's clone gets destroyed, his first attack will bring the clone back. His second attack will start the combo, right? Or he'll just start the combo twice if the clone doesn't end up dead. In his standard attack, Sage Naruto's standard attack does a lot of damage. And then between him and then the Windmaid, you can both use the Sage Art Rasengan Barrage. It's just like, it's crazy. Way too much damage for basic attacks. But those are going to be all of your really strong options at level 70. That is like when the Hokage Treasure opens up, that's the team right there. That is the Windmaid team that just demolishes everybody, right? Edo Tensei Treasure. Really not a lot of options here. You got Raza and Mu, and that's pretty much going to be it. Gengetsu does a lot of damage, but he doesn't synergize. There's really no reason to use him. Susanoo Itachi, like I said, if you have him, you use him. So if you want to use... Mu is... He doesn't synergize really all that well, but he's a really good character. He has... If you don't want to use Gaara, you could use Mu and Sage Naruto, and then you would have the you'd have two clones up in the front, and then Mu resurrects. So like that's two clones up front. Mu resurrects. It's a pretty decent team. If you don't have Sage Naruto, then what you can do is you can replace Sage Naruto with Mu like that. Just an option. You're not going to want to use Killer B though for that anymore. You're going to want to use somebody else like a Gakido. Like this would be a really good team. Right there. That would be a really good team. If you didn't have Sage Naruto, right? I don't have Raza, so... So, Raza, I guess he doesn't really synergize all that well. Like, Raza's a strong ninja, but if you don't get him to 3-star, he's not all that strong. He doesn't give you a barrier. He gives you a lot of... Yeah, I mean, he gives you a lot of debuffs, but I take back Raza. You're probably not going to want to use Raza, unless you want to go with a Gaara and Raza, like, family reunion or something like that. But Edo Treasure, really not going to help you at all as a Windmaid, so I would say don't worry about it. Next up, we got the Jinchurikis. So, Roshi is always a great ninja. Always, always, always a great ninja. If you get him, never a bad option to use in your team. Yagura is really not used with the Windmaid. He's very situational, but for the most part, you're not going to use Yagura unless for some reason you're like really trying hard to get off Roshi's chase every single turn, then maybe, but otherwise probably not. Yugito is a strong ninja, but you get her at 2-star to begin with, so again, you don't want to use 2-star ninjas in your PvP lineups. Killer B Saimahara doesn't do anything. We've already talked about Susanoo Itachi. So, what can you do with Roshi? Let's say you want to use Roshi, right? So you put Roshi there, and then you go with Sage Naruto there, right? Now, with Gakido, I would probably say to use Killer B with this. Gakido is always a good option because of the ability to remove debuffs, but since he's immune already, I mean, you can give him a shield. Giving him a shield is going to be a really, really good idea, since Roshi tends to die somewhat easily. So if you have Gakido and you want to use him for the shield, I wholly recommend that, absolutely. Now, in this case, with this lineup, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use Natural Draining, right? So what that's going to allow you to do is you're going to get off Roshi's Mystery in the second round. You're also going to get off Sage Naruto's Mystery in the second round. That's a shit ton of damage. Then what you do is you pop Dance of Impetus. Round 3, you use both their mysteries again. If you don't win in 3 rounds with that strategy right there, then your power's too low. or you're fighting some god, right? That's just the way that it goes. So this would be a really strong team. You use Gakido to shield Roshi, keep him alive to the second round. Roshi gets rid of any barriers that are up. Him and Sage Naruto do a shit ton of damage. Round 3, same exact strategy, shit ton of damage, profit. Boom, there you go. You could also use Killer B. Killer B is going to shield them, and Killer B is immune, plus you can give the double standard attack to Sage Naruto again. Another very good option as far as those teams go. I'm not entirely sure how many combos you're going to get from this lineup if you can get Roshi's chase off every time. Otherwise, like I said, you could use like a Yagura, or if you get Yugito up to level or 3-star, you could use her to kind of get the combos up to get off Roshi, because you want to get off Roshi's chase every single turn you possibly can. And then for the final Jinchuriki treasure here, we've got Han. Again, is a very good option if you're going up against any kind of a immunity team. You use Han, and then you don't have to waste your Win Main's mystery. You can use Han's mystery as to get rid of the immunity. However, you're kind of losing a spot by using Han, but I don't know. I think that the Roshi Sage Naruto team is going to be a lot better than using Han. That's just me personally. Utakata, not really, no. Fu wouldn't be a bad option. So what you could do is, if you didn't want to use Killer B, you could use Fu. Because Fu is going to give your Jinchuriki an extra standard attack in the very beginning, so it's a little bit like, what's his name, Killer B's mystery, kind of. But you could use her. It doesn't really synergize all that well. Again, I think this Gakido team would be better overall, for sure. You could also throw in normal Gaara if you wanted to. Something you could do with that is if you didn't want to run Dance of Impetus and you wanted to get rid of immunity, you could go with this Sand Dust, right? So you use Sand Dust to clear the enemy buffs. You use Roshi in turn 2. Yeah, you're going to want to use Roshi in turn 2, and then also Gaara, because you'll get the extra chakra from Naruto. And then, so Roshi will clear out any barriers, and then Gaara will give you the barrier back. And his barrier is going to benefit everybody except for Roshi. So, that's another pretty good option right there. Now, okay, so let's just go through all the ninja here. So, Aruka, like I said early, is definitely helpful. Suigetsu, no. Asuma Windblade, no. Unless you want to run a weird blitzy team with like Sage Naruto, you could do that. Kazekage Gaara, Sage Naruto, and Windblade Asuma. You could definitely do that. Go with the wind style enhancement, buff the shit out of everybody. Now you kind of lose the ability to shield then, right? Yeah, you lose the ability to shield. I don't like that. I don't think that's a good idea. Never mind. I take that back. Hashirama, early, amazing. Nobody knows how to stop him. Roshi, like I said, late game. Really, really strong with Sage Naruto. That's a great team right there. Hanzo isn't a bad option, but he's more like brings a bunch of debuffs, and since you don't have natural debuffs with the Wind Main, doesn't synergize all that well. Han is great if you want to get rid of any kind of buffs that they have against like immunity teams. Kimimaro is a great tank early in the game. You can use him, but then Sage Naruto and Gaara are going to be much better options later on for the Wind Main. Kakuzu, no. Death Possession, Hidan, I mean, he's always a great ninja, but he's not going to really... He doesn't synergize at all with this team. Kisame, no. Killer B is only going to be good if you're using the Gaara, Sage Naruto, or like the Roshi, Sage Naruto team, since he buffs Jinchuriki. Great Ninja War Tamari is sort of like a last resort support character. Oh, wait, no. Great Ninja War, no. She's only damaged, no. Ningendo is good just because of the chases with the immobile and causing chaos and the mystery and everything. Plus, he reflects debuffs, so Ningendo is always a very good support character if you don't have Gakido. Gakido is going to be better for these teams, but Ningendo is also pretty good. Kabuto is a great healer. C, no. Ow, no. Yukon, no, 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 no. Great Ninja War Sakura is a great healer. Great healer to use. No. Sage Jiraiya is going to be really good for you early on because he adds some ignition with his mystery, plus he also starts chases pretty well, and he's just a good ninja early in the game. Sasuke is good super early for his ignition, but after that, no. Naruto, if you want to flood with clones everywhere, Naruto is going to be a good tanky sort of option. Mu is good to give you that extra, if you want to have him and Sage Naruto with the 2 clones in the front, that's a good idea. No. I kind of forgot about Kurenai. Kurenai is like a discount Gakido. You know what I mean? So everywhere that I put Gakido in, if you don't have Gakido and you want the same-ish sort of ability to support, Kurenai is sort of like a direct step-down replacement, if that makes sense. Like, Gakido here, Kurenai here. They kind of do the same thing, but Gakido does it much better. I forgot about her. Akatsuchi is another potential if you want to do the whole double like clone in the front thing. You got like the Golem and then Sage Naruto's clone and then those 2 in the back. But again, he only shields Earth Ninja, so probably not. Darui no Tachi no. No, no, no. Unless you are only using him for a gimmick or to get off Roshi's chase. No, no. Early on, Hinata's great to give you that acupuncture. And she's a really good tank. Yeah, no, no, no. A decent replacement if you don't want to have Sasuke with the barrier, you could go Kakashi. No, 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 no. Actually, Baki is a decent option because he buffs Wind Ninja. So early on, you could use Baki, but then you have much better ways of buffing your team than Baki after level like 60. So after level 60, no more Baki. Maybe 70. You could use him into the 60s. But there's much better options, like I said. Neji is good if you need that acupuncture in the first round for something. No, no. I mean, Kuratsuchi, I wouldn't say no. But she only buffs Earth Ninja, so probably no. No. Kankuro is decent, but like I said, I'm not a big fan of Puppet Ninja, so Toby's going to give you some damage with the debuffs, but most likely no. No. He'll give you a lot of damage if you need that early on, if you get him before level 60. 5 Kage Summit only for another discount Gakido, sort of for the shielding. But probably going to be even worse than Kurenai, to be honest. No. Kazekage Gaara is the only thing you're looking for in the Kage Treasure. He is absolutely great to draw for in the Kage Treasure just because of how well he helps out the Wind main teams. No, no. No, no. Healing if you want it, or if you need it, but not all that good. Oh, she does heal 2 people now. Look at that. That must have been changed. Still, though. No, healing early is great. No, no, no. Early Gaara is amazing if you end up topping up for the Wind main. No, 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 no. Oh, I forgot to talk about a full female team. So what you can do for the full female team is you're going to want to run... Playboy Sasuke is almost a must for a team like that. So you're going to want to run Playboy Sasuke, the Wind main Mei, and like a Great Ninja War Tenten. Maybe a Great Ninja War Tamari. You could go... Other... I can't sort by gender up here, but other damage dealing girls. I mean, I guess you could put in healing into that if you want, but that's mainly more of like a blitz style, that kind of a team. So most likely you're going to want to run Great Ninja War 1010 / Great Ninja War Tamari, Mei, Wind main, Playboy Sasuke, and then use all of the Wind main talents that buff women. And you got a pretty good team right there. No. Neji, if you're using normal Neji, Great Ninja War Neji is a better replacement, but after like you get past that stage, you don't use Neji anymore. No. Maybe at level 3-star. No. A good replacement for Killer B if you don't have him for some reason. No. Most likely not, because she's only really used with tag, and none of the tag ninjas really synergize with that. No. Sage Naruto is godly with the Wind main. No. Sailor Sakura, if you don't have Great Ninja War Sakura, is very good. Susanoo Sasuke, like I said, you're going to have a lot of damage, but not the best synergy. No. 5th Hokage Tsunade is a great healer if you have her. Yes. No. No. Joni Minato, absolutely. He's top level damage. Use the Dance of Impetus. And you don't even really need Dance of Impetus. What you could do is just use the what's it called? Her 4th mystery that gets rid of the buffs and all that stuff. You could use that. That'd be a really good idea. But then you're probably gonna want to use the clones as her mystery to kind of keep him like clones in front of him to keep him sort of safe. Hokage Minato, also a really good idea, but with him you are going to want to run Dance of Impetus since he doesn't have a way to reset his chase like with Minato. No. Jigokudo is great. No, not really. Decent before level like 60. Tendo's always a good ninja, but you're probably not going to use him. Mei is great for damage, but her berry isn't going to help you at all. Itachi Susanoo, if you have him, absolutely. No. If you want to put him in your lineup for some reason, but doesn't really synergize. Ito Nagato is an absolute beast for sure with the Wind team. If you put in like Sage Naruto, Ito Nagato, use Dance of Impetus, you can fuck some people up with that lineup right there. And then you can use Gaara, Gakido. Not really any other good options there. No. Masked Man is top level support character, so you can use him with like Sage Naruto and Roshi. Sage Naruto, Roshi, and the Masked Man with her using Dance of Impetus. You win. Good job. That's everything. Woo! Try to keep it under 40 minutes. I don't think I did that. But yeah, so there we go. That is the Wind main in detail. Every single ninja in the game that you can possibly use. Those are your options, right? Try these teams out in the arena. See how they work for you. Figure out what you're missing, okay? Every lineup is going to be good at some things and bad at other things. If the things that the lineup is bad at are causing you to lose, then you've got to raise up the floor and reduce the ceiling. You know what I mean? So if your lineup does a shit ton of damage, like your ceiling is damage, but your floor is survivability, and you're dying too early to get off all that damage, you need to increase your survivability at the expense of some of your damage, because damage doesn't mean shit if you can't get it off. Make sense? Like if you don't do the damage that your team is capable of, then what the hell is the damage doing there? It's just sitting there. You got a high potential, you're not using it, right? So try these lineups out in the arena. Figure out what your team is missing, okay? Decide how it works, and then roll with it. Make it your own, okay? I try to be as comprehensive and complete as possible, but you can always like make up some crazy random shit that ends up, working. And if it works, stick with it. People are always asking me, hey, what do you think about this team here? And I'm just like, dude, try it out. Try it out. See what happens, okay? If you win with it, stick with it. It's as simple as it gets. You don't have to go meta. You don't have to do the teams that I gave you. If you are winning with a team, keep using that team. It does not get any more simple than that. So yeah, that's it. That is all 5 of the mains. I have now done a complete comprehensive guide on all 5 of the mains. Yeah, we're finally done. Thank God. These videos take a lot. They take a lot of work. They take a shit ton of time to render and to edit and to throw everything together. It's crazy. Whew. We're finally done. We did it. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. And thank you to everybody who is still watching to this point in the video. If you watched the whole way through the video, I really appreciate it. It helps me so much with the YouTube algorithm and everything, and I cannot thank you guys enough for watching the entire video. That's amazing. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I hope this helps you out. If you still have any more questions that I can answer, I will try and do my best. Leave comments down below, and I'll get back to you, try and answer them. Try to help you out as much as I can. Other than that, I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all enjoyed these comprehensive main team guides. Probably not going to make another one for like a very long time until like a whole bunch of new ninja are added into the game. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed this ride. I know that I kind of didn't because of how much work it ends up taking, but I know that it really helps all of you out, and you guys have told me how much it helps you out, so that always makes it worth it for me. So I hope you all have a great day, and peace.